Hello school. For this reflection section, I wanted to share with you the incredible life story of an artist called Chuck Close. He's an American artist whose life story is almost as amazing as his actual artwork. Quite often when we see his artwork, we presume they're photographs. They're immense, incredible, 9-foot tall portraits that he paints, and yet when we look at them at a glance, we could dismiss them as merely a photograph, and yet Chuck Close has painted these, painstakingly painted these, and to do so has overcome so many difficulties in his own life that it is an incredible story of perseverance, of tenacity, and digging deep in times that are really tough. I thought it was quite relevant to how we might be feeling at the moment, and I thought I would share with you just a little bit of what I think makes this artist particularly special. Chuck Close, years and years and years ago, was just working away as an artist, and even at that stage back in the 1970s, he'd overcome the adversity of learning difficulties to become the artist that he was. In later life, he then had a blood clot that left him paralysed, and this wasn't enough to stop him from being the artist that he still is today. It's probably more important that we listen to his words, and it will have more resonance with you if we hear him talk about how he's overcome these difficulties in this inspiring letter that he wrote to himself as though he was a 14-year-old boy reflecting on his journey to where he is now. So I hope you enjoy this video, and thank you for your time this morning.
This is a note to myself at age 14. I was in the 8th grade and was told not to even think about going to college. I couldn't add or subtract, never could memorize the multiplication tables, was advised against taking algebra, geometry, physics, chemistry. Since I was good with my hands, I was advised to aim for trade school, perhaps body and fender work. Never let anyone define what you are capable of by using parameters that don't apply to you. I applied to a junior college in my hometown with open enrollment, got in and embarked on a career in the visual arts. Virtually everything I've done is influenced by my learning disabilities. I think I was driven to paint portraits, to commit images of friends and family to memory. I have face blindness, and once a face is flattened out, I can remember it much better. Inspiration is for amateurs. The rest of us just show up and get to work. Every great idea I've ever had grew out of work itself. Sign on to a process and see where it takes you. You don't have to invent the wheel every day. Today you'll do what you did yesterday. Tomorrow you'll do what you did today. Eventually you will get somewhere. No one gets anywhere without help. Mentors, including your parents, can make you feel special even when you are failing in other areas. Everyone needs to feel special. My father died when I was 11, and that was a tragedy of my life. A horrible thing to happen when you're so young. Oddly enough, there was a gift in this tragedy. I learned very early in life that the absolute worst thing can happen to you, and you will get past it, and you will be happy again. Losing my father at a tender age was extremely important in being able to accept what happened to me later when I became a quadriplegic. If you're overwhelmed by the size of a problem, break it down into many bite-sized pieces. Quadriplegics don't envy the able-bodied, we envy paraplegics. We think they've got a much easier road to hoe. there is always someone worse off than you. I'm confident that no artist has more pleasure day in and day out from what he or she does than I do.